So, because of the Wissahickon Creek's location within an urban environment, it is under tremendous pressure. Stormwater runoff plays a significant role in many of the problems in the lower watershed and is the main reason for the pollution in the creek, the erosion, flooding, and habitat loss throughout the Wissahickon Valley Park. This slide shows the impervious cover in the lower watershed, and it includes lawns, roofs, parking lots, and anything else that water will not easily infiltrate. All of the major compromises to the lower watershed are related to the high percentage of impervious cover, which is currently at approximately 26%. And for reference, the EPA recommends no more than 10 to 15% impervious cover for a healthy watershed. Additionally, we have 65 stormwater outfalls located along the main stem of the Wissahickon and many of its tributaries. A percentage of the water in the Wissahickon Creek should be made up of groundwater, also called base flow. These impervious surfaces prevent water from infiltrating the ground, which leads to lower water levels in the creek. So during dry summer months, up to 90% of the water in the Wissahickon Creek is treated wastewater effluent or recycled human wastewater from upstream treatment plants. The Wissahickon Valley Park has experienced a number of damaging flood events, and pictured here is specifically one in 2004, which caused over $3 million in damages. The diminished riparian buffer or vegetated buffer around some of our tributaries and upstream leads to more volume and faster moving water during rain events. The understory of the Wissahickon is compromised by invasive plants, earthworms, as well as deer overpopulation. Had a healthy understory, native plants surrounding the creek would reduce flooding. The plants would slow down the water running across the ground. Pictured here is the upper parking lot at Valley Green Road, and it's an excellent example of what water can do during rain events. The massive influx of water can erode hundreds of cubic yards of soil, which is then deposited into the creek. Notice the original level of the creek and how deeply it is cut into the hillside. Cutting into the parking lot and taking out trees along the banks. This erosion causes a disconnection between stream and its floodplain, as well as destroys habitat along the banks and in the stream. Unfortunately, this erosive activity also occurs along the trail system throughout the lower Wissahickon. Most of our trails are remnants of roads and paths that date back to the mill era from the 1600s to the 1800s. And they were designed to get from point A to point B as quickly as possible. These trails have now become conduits for stormwater runoff and erosion, which again leads to more habitat loss and increased sediment in the creek. And the Wissahickon Valley Park also has 1.1 million visitors per year. This heavy use, coupled with damage from stormwater runoff, leads to poor sightlines and a negative park experience for everyone. Water from the creek, as Patrick said, is part of the city's drinking water. It's taken in right below the confluence with the Schuylkill River at the Queen Lane intake station. And this serves nearly 1/3 of all Philadelphians. All this erosion deposits a large amount of sediment into the Wissahickon, along with everything else that washes down from the surrounding lawns, roads, and parking lots. This sediment and pollution destroys important habitat within the stream. It increases the turbidity of the water, which blocks sunlight for aquatic plants, and decreases the depth of the stream, which in turn causes more flooding. We're all familiar with the problems that litter causes throughout the park, but in the creek, it's a choking hazard to aquatic life, pollutes the water, blocks drainage systems, and causes flooding. So all of these factors, erosion, flooding, and pollution, put increased pressure on the Wissahickon Creek. During the last 2 decades, flooding and stormwater damages in particular have ravaged the park and the watershed.
All right, well, thank you very much. Certainly